Hey everybody, what's up? It's Kyle and KZ.
More people get their voice out there, then I think they'll realize like we're all the same, really.
KZ decided, let's do it. Took the bait, so here we are.
Veteran Chat Project.
Where it's encouraged to not be okay all the time. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle
And KZ,
and KZ, and we are the Veteran Chat Project. What's going on, guys? It is good to see you. Good to be here. It's good to just good to be. It's good to be, man. How's everybody doing? KZ, how you doing?
hopefully not lagging anymore. Am I good now?
A little laggy, but
Son of a bitch. No, I'm doing good. It's it's Thursday, Friday Eve, the day before the weekend officially starts. Kind of. I'm good. It's been a long week for me. It's been a long week.
yeah. Let's talk about it. Tacos about it.
Dude.
I know you did some camping. You had family in and out and in and a lot of adjusting fire, I imagine.
A lot of adjusting fire. So within the past 3 weeks, let's see, my parents came and stayed for a weekend. My mother-in-law stayed for a week. My wife's grandparents are here until whenever they want to leave, they're on their own, timetable.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you're retired, baby. You're on your own timetable.
Like, yep. We're coming over. Like, when you leaving? Like, we didn't say nothing about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we leave when we feel like it, which I love. I mean, it's it's good. But it's within all that, this is our first house, so this is the first time that I felt the space of my own. Mm-hmm. So within that, there's been some kind of hurdles I had to like navigate. Like one being the most obvious for the listeners that watch is the space I'm in. I moved my office to my bedroom, which is which is killing me. I almost said it's all right. We don't lie here.
It's cool.
No,
it's cool.
Yeah, we don't sugarcoat shit. No, it sucks.
We don't like it.
Yeah,
you gotta build you a garage office.
Yeah, dude. I even told my work, my one of the girls from work. She asked me how I've been. I was like, hey, I need to go to Ohio. I want to fly to Ohio for some reason. She's like, everything okay? I was like, no, it's good. It's just, I'm cooped up in the same room that I sleep in, and that's not cool.
Like all day.
I need to get out. Yeah, I was like, I need to get out. But yeah, other than that, it's been good. The camping stuff was good, until it wasn't good, and now we'll get. Dude, I'm skeetoed up, man.
Yeah, man, they're bad up here right now. I can't do shit.
Yeah, we'll get into camping stuff later. I made a little post, during the week about what went through my mind that first night camping, and I'll dig into that. I'd love to dig into that and open the floor up for discussion there too. What about you though?
Sure.
How was your week, dude?
Dude, it's been but it's been a roller coaster for me, honestly. With that job, they told me last week, they're like, you'll hear something by Friday if you got it. If not, so I didn't hear anything Friday. Basically had like all of the emotions of not getting the job and feeling sad about it and all that shit, and feeling sorry for myself because, I wasn't good enough to get the job or whatever the thought process was at the time. And then went through the weekend, really kind of just leaned on my family. Like my wife was off. We just hung out as much as possible with the baby or with my son. He's 2. I got to stop calling him the baby. But yeah, man, just really kind of leaned in on family this weekend. And then Monday comes around, or I think it was, well, then you told me like, oh, wait, like it won't be a no until it's like an email or they officially, they know. And then I got a phone call Tuesday, and they were like, I was like, oh shit, I'm driving. So I pull over, and hey, hello, all professional sounding. And then it was the recruiter. She sounded like basically less than thrilled to be talking to me. So like I basically read that as like, well, I didn't get the job. She was just doing her due diligence, and like we finished doing the interviews, and we'll let you know by email if you did get it or didn't get it by the end of the week. So I'm like, shit, like here we go again. Back into the highs of like I might get this job, like it's still
back
there
on that roller coaster, boy.
Right? Like riding it, adjusting fire constantly, and trying not to annoy my wife with it too much, but I'm sure I did just by talking, like just constantly, because she knew how much I wanted it, and I know she wanted it for me as well, because she definitely believes in the path that it would have been, and then how lined up. But also, lately I've been really ride the roller coaster. Like I might have been down yesterday, but I'll figure it out going forward. So, and then even like I went and had a chef job lined up, thinking I've been a chef for a long time. I can get back into it. No big deal. And just be like a sous chef at like a big restaurant or, big company. So I didn't get that. I didn't get that job either, but it may or may not have to do with just like I got the email that I didn't get the job that I wanted, like in the parking lot of the interview. So like as I was walking in, I was dealing with not getting the job that I really wanted, and then wrapping my head around like that I'm actually sitting here doing a fucking chef interview. That was like a huge, I don't know, I kind of had a downfall in my head yesterday of just kind of going backwards. But I didn't let it go any further than that, and I let it.
And PSA, there's nothing wrong with being a chef. It's just you specifically. That's not where where your mindset was wanting to go. Yeah,
not anymore, man. Like it's if you got the time and you're willing to put it in, dude, like that. Like I don't know. It's not why I didn't get it. They ultimately they're just like, oh, you don't do very much costing, and I'm like, you could teach me the way that you cost your menu in like a day, but whatever. It wasn't a fit, So but yeah, so I try. I just again I lean on the family, dude. I lean on the fact that I got beautiful wife, beautiful baby, good house, good whatever. I'm good. So shit'll come. There's always definitely opportunities out there, and that's where I'm at with it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe do a little more research and bring some more better episodes to our fucking badass listeners. I honestly, like, my first thought was like, dude, like, fuck, dude, like, I'm gonna be, like, who the fuck am I to still be doing this podcast? But I think I honestly think it just serves to be like who I am, and like, dude, you're still riding that roller coaster. Like I'm 37, dude. I don't know what I don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
The boot's not empty.
The boot's not empty, dude, and it's really something that I was thinking about before we jumped on. It's like really something that could have emptied a boot. Very, 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 very emptily, very quick.
Yeah.
But I mean, what did we say that one episode, dude? Clear eyes, full boots, can't lose. Pick it up, drive forward, man.
Full boots forever. Full boots forever, dude.
Full boots for life, motherfuckers. But no, I appreciate you guys in the comments, David, our upcoming guest. He said that is definitely a roller coaster. Just stay positive, though. You're putting yourself out there with sincerity, which means the right thing is going to come along at some point, and you'll find your fit. Yeah, I truly believe that too, and I appreciate you saying that. And then our number one fan, Mindy, hates to hear that. Yeah, I appreciate it. I do believe that too.
Oh, dang, I just
we clicked on it at the same time. I do believe that too. Another thing I've decided to lean into just even before this podcast is we had our guest Stu on not too long ago, and the guild. And I've told you, but yeah, dude, I signed up just as like the I kind of like observe. It's like it's a little group of videos, like a Snapchat type deal, but it's not Snapchat. It's called Marco Polo. It's in this app, but it's like a closed group, and they post videos positively affecting each other's lives with prayer. And that's going to be the one thing for me that's going to take some adjustment, because I'm not a man of God, but I'm also it's uncomfortable for me to be like, talk about it. Obviously, I get stuttery just even talk. It's not anything weird. It's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's that undeserving feeling for me that I've always had. You know, like, that's for other people. And I even told you that before I even signed up for this job. That's for other people, bro. Other people get to do shit like that, not me.
We'll see.
But that's where it is, and that's where we're at. And so, oh yeah, for sure, interviewing skills are important. I don't think it had anything to do with the interview. I absolutely nailed those interviews. My personal opinion, the chef job, I didn't want it, so I didn't get it. And they did offer me they offered me a prep cook job, and I told them that I wasn't going to do that. No, thank you.
But because you know your own worth, and then there's nothing wrong with that. I don't.
Well, and he even said, he's like, I respect that, you know.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
But yeah, so that brings us to our topic, I suppose.
Oh yeah, man.
Accountability, man. I think we want to talk. I mean, it's. I guess it's kind of along the lines. Oh well, no, actually, no, not to go back. To go back just real quick. You need to get on that guild shit, dude.
Yeah, I do.
It's pretty cool, because it's not like required times yet, because I haven't signed up that far into it, except for you got to do the stations with me.
Yes, I mean that.
In September.
Yeah. I think that goes hand in hand in what we're talking about. To me, is self accountability. Just because, like, the guild stuff specifically, I said I'd do it, and like I'm just sitting on it, and I'm sitting on it because I'm afraid, like, you know, I do these things where like I take on projects, whether they're personal or professional, and I take on and then I find myself like I don't have time, and I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? And like with stuff like the guild that got put out to me, and then something else came my way today, and someone had asked for help, volunteering, helping veterans, like learning how to helping veterans learn how to like use Microsoft Office programs at the local college. It's like, come volunteer and help do that. And I was like, yeah, definitely, that sounds like fun. It's like, yeah, give me a call, and they gave me a business card. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to sit on this too, because like there's so much. I don't want to say there's so much on my plate, but I feel like there's a lot on my plate that I want to do.
Right.
And I want to hold myself accountable to every single one of those things, and make sure that I prioritize them right, because prioritizing is something that I'm still learning how to do. Professionally, I'm an ace, or not an ace. I'm professionally, I'm okay with it. But when it comes to like encompassing my life, man, prioritizing stuff is hard for me.
Yeah. So let's just, I mean, like off the top of your head, like let's just say, what's your let's see, job, family, secured, good, right? You're good there. That's obviously doing well. I mean, everything's got its ups and downs, but those are your two your two constants, right?
Yeah.
Like what would be like your other priorities? Like I mean, they say like you can't help nobody till you help yourself, right? So that's one. That's where I'm at. Like, that's why I'm like, dude, I got to do something. And I was leaning, I was on the fence. Stu actually texted me, and he was like, don't forget,
dude.
And then I was just like, I was actually going to do my video later tonight. And I did. And that was him holding me accountable. And I thank him for that, because it's pretty cool. I haven't gotten a whole lot of time to delve into everybody and their situations, but I can just definitely tell that it's a very supportive group of men who are clearly only there to help you and to be heard. So shout out to the guild, shout out to Justin, and thanks for letting me in, and hopefully KZ joins. I actually sent it to Walker as well.
Oh, sweet, dude. Yeah, to answer your question, like there's so much stuff I want to do for me, but I keep sitting on because I don't want to overwhelm myself. Like, and there's small little projects, dude. And it's all personal stuff, like all personal projects. Like, like I need to get clear the garage. Like I want to spend a day clear the garage out so I can get working out again. But I just, I don't want to do that right now. You know what I mean? Because the first two things you listed, like family, job, when I'm around my family, like that's all, I think you and I are just the same. Like when I'm around my family, that's exactly where I want to be for as long as I want to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
And I got, even if the in-laws and the grandparents were here, my parents weren't here, like I'm stoked. I'm still living on the high of like having my own space, having our house, and like the fact that my kids have their own rooms, and so it's hold on, the mowing the yard. Yeah, we did that today.
Another comment. Alder, you need to clear some space for that axe target.
See,
that's true.
And that's something else too, dude. Like the axe throwing thing.
That can be down the list, dude. Yeah. We don't have to start that right away.
No, and I don't mean in relation to like the podcast. Like,
oh no,
yeah. Like that I really want to do. The opportunity that came to me today to go help veterans out, I want to do. The guild stuff I want to do. It's just, I keep sitting on this stuff, and I'm not holding myself accountable to be like, hey, get off your ass and go do that thing. I wish I had the drive like my wife had. Just give her a little shout out. Like my wife's like motivational drive. I don't know if you want to call it motivation. She just does stuff because it needs to be done. And I don't do that. Like if I do it, if it's in front of me, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like mowing the yard today, like that was not on the list of things I wanted to do or even thought about. She was just like, hey, I don't want to sit inside and it's getting cool outside before it rains. I'm going to go start mowing. And she walked out, and not with an attitude. She was just, I'm going to go change it. I'll see you outside. I was like, well, fuck. I don't have that, I don't have that internal drive just to go.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it takes a lot of thought. I gotta get the fucking lawnmower out. I gotta make sure it's got gas. I gotta fucking make sure the bag's empty. I gotta make sure I got bags to put the grass in. And your wife's mind, she's just like, I'm just cutting the grass, and like all that comes as one thing.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, yeah, holy, and it can get overwhelming.
And that's funny.
I think that's ADHD, my friend. I've been trying to tell you that.
But it's funny you say that because like that's how she started it. She cranked the lawnmower, and she just went out there and started mowing, and it fucking died because there was no gas. I mean, we had gas. She just didn't put gas in it. And I was like, did you not do a mental checklist of like ABCD? It's like, no, I just need to get it done so we can start doing it.
Honestly, this right here, there's a book I read. So Alder, making a choice to start something is something I've always had trouble with. It's not until I get going that it starts to make me feel better.
Same,
so there's a couple theories to this. One is keep your shoes on while you're doing shit. So put your shoes on right before you're getting ready to do your list of shit, and then do not take your shoes off until you're done. And that'll help. One is there's a book that I read, and I've been reading it. It's not my Atomic Habits. So basically, just
you told me about that, I think.
Yeah. So you just basically in that situation, like, man, like habitually, right? Like I sit on my ass instead of just getting up and starting to do that one project. For me, it was like, put your fucking phone down and go do something else. And that's honestly how this podcast became a reality. Because I was like, well, let me research, I got this computer down here. Let me research how to do podcasts. Let me research how to do this. Let me use my time more positively. And then it turned into, let me be more self-accountable. Let me be more of who I'm trying to be on this podcast. Like in situations where I'm like I want to get pissed off, or I want to be shit that I do that I'm not proud of. I think like, how, how would our listeners think of me? Like and that's like a real, like a blessing that I have in my life now, to think like I have to be held accountable, as the host of a podcast who is talking about like holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just be some jackass out here talking shit. Like, I got to be doing it too. Everyone's got to believe that I believe the same things that I'm saying, and I'm not just, trying to get some views or whatever out of this. It's not.
No, I feel
the case.
Yeah, I feel the same way when it comes to like my actions, not versus, but with the podcast as a podcast host. I feel this. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I mean, we had my wife and I had like a little discussion. It wasn't even an argument. We had a discussion a couple of days ago. We sat in the it was like 4 a.m, dude. We woke up and decided to have it out. And just have
she just wakes up like you're like, what?
Yeah.
I've been really thinking lately, like, shit.
But all credit to her, she kind of just, she reminded me about, because she could tell something was wrong, and she was like, hey, you need to remember, like, you need to practice what you preach, and I was like, yeah,
I fucking love her.
I was like, yeah, I know, you're right. And she's like, it's like, you're anything but a hypocrite. So if there's something wrong, you need to fucking tell me. We need to talk about it. It's like, you and I both got on the podcast and talked about communication. Like, let's do it now. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And that's why I love her so much, because she calls me out on my bullshit.
Changing people's lives. Changing people's lives is dope, dude, isn't it? Even when it's your own, especially when it's your own.
Yeah.
Because you're changing not only your own, you're changing your wife's life. You're changing your kid's life, which could be the most important one, depending on who you're asking.
Oh, look at this real quick. To piggyback what you were saying about the shoes, David. The shoes, 1,000% I've been diagnosed as slightly on the spectrum. I don't take my work boots off until all my stuff is done and I'm ready to settle for the evening. Hands down, can be a motivator to keep you accountable and productive at home. What's the cost of cheap carpet your house? What's the cost of the cheap carpet your house came with?
Or get some vinyl flooring, bro. Get some vinyl flooring. That shit's cheap. I'm
gonna try that.
Walk Kyle, on David, all day.
Kyle and David, I'm gonna try that next time. Just keeping the shoes on.
Even if you got some house shoes that you like, I gotta do some shit around the house. Like, put on your house shoes, my house doing shit shoes. And then do the what is it? Be new boot goofing. That's what I was telling Griffin while he was doing his little photo shoot out in the field the other day. He out here new boot goofing. Frankenstein. No, he wants to wear those boots. He wants to wear one of those big rubber boots and a Croc everywhere he goes, dude. But no, it's bullshit. Yeah, it is. It's a transition mentally for sure. Because once you're like shoes off, like, done for the day, baby. Let's kick your feet up because they're light now.
That's probably my biggest thing too, because like when I travel, dude, as soon as I come home, shoes off, work clothes off, like, and I'm in house clothes, or depending on the time of day, I'm in pajamas, and I'm done. Don't talk to me. No, don't ask me to do nothing.
Yeah, that's actually. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
I think you're about to say what I'm going to say. Go ahead.
What about going into the?
Yeah.
Well, I was just looking at like development of discipline that I put here. So like self accountability involves cultivating discipline in one's life. It helps. And I'm not saying just you, like, dude, this is me too. I'm guilty as sin myself of being a victim of habits, and the easy habit is easy to get into. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to not go to the gym. I got a fucking gym in my basement. I did clean it out today, though. It is ready to go, and I might even get a lift in tonight because I'm feeling like a
frosty.
Feeling like I need a pump. But yeah, that development of discipline, it helps people stay committed to their goals, and you stay consistent and follow through with your plans. I mean, that's key. That's definitely one of the main keys. I like that one.
Yeah, and for those of you wondering, Kyle had, where did you get this from? You wrote this, right?
Kind of.
Yeah. So Kyle has a list of just keynotes that we're talking about today's and about self accountability. And one of those subtopics of self accountability is development of discipline. I like that. This last little note here on developmental discipline. The development of discipline strengthens character and self-control, enabling them or yourself to overcome obstacles and achieve personal growth. I dig that, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, before we get any further, I should have asked. I forgot to ask when we started. How would you describe self-accountability in your own words?
Shit, dude.
Or in a phrase?
I think it's just basically being able to own up to your shit, dude. Like what we say in the intro, it's a place where it's okay to not be okay all the time. Like, you can make a mistake. It's truly okay, especially for those of us who spent 20 years in the military and every mistake was life or death, because that's what they wanted you to be. They wanted every decision that you made to be battlefield ready. So then you take that out, even if you did 4 years, you take that out. Like every decision is this important, I kind of trailed off there. What were we talking about?
Your definition of self accountability.
Yeah. So yeah, just being able to. I fucking really trailed off there. The edibles kicked in. What was I saying?
You're calling yourself on your own shit.
Yeah, you got to be able to do that. That's the biggest thing. Being able to look in the mirror and say, like, dude, today you didn't do this right, and you said you were. And that's the biggest thing, is because I could sit down here all day long and say, I'm going to do this whenever I get mad. And to be honest, like lately, I have truly been getting better. Even when I think my wife's saying something to me that she's not saying, which has been, like I said earlier, a huge issue, is my automatic negative thoughts. So, and I stop them instantly instead of, being like, hey, this, talking back to him, and just being truly accountable and just saying, like, you know what, like that was a lot of our problem was me. And then she'll say, I'm not perfect either, and I can work on it. And we fucking hug and we go forward. And we actually got a game, and I sent it to you. And if you're married, even if you're happily married, shit, like I'd say we're happily married, but like we're also young marriage. We're only inside of 3 years. So we got this game. It's called Talking Points. It's a card game you got on Amazon. And basically we don't play it like a game. We just have the deck of cards on our counter. And every once in a while, if we got 5 minutes and we're standing together, we'll pull a card and we'll talk about it. And it's just got random questions.
Yeah.
So like we get to know each other a little more and define those family values. And I know I got off topic, but yeah, dude, just being able to look yourself in the mirror and saying, like, I'm better. I need to be better because it's time, because I owe it to myself. I owe it to my family. I owe it to my kids. Lorenz, I seen you. What's up, brother? Good to see you. I seen he popped in there. Held myself accountable for a year ago for becoming overweight and wanting to become more healthy for my kids and family. Over the past year, had to be disciplined on my portion sizes and sweets. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I love me some sweets. And yeah, holding himself accountable for his health. And he said he lost 65 pounds in the past year, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. That's my boy right there.
That's awesome.
The cards, Alder, they are Talking Points. I'll bring up the Amazon link real quick.
That's it. That's a really unique idea. Doing that, just for you and your wife. That's cool, dude.
I mean, we've done it for a week now, and I mean, we did like maybe 1 or 2 cards a day, maybe. And I mean, the first one was like, how important is it for you to be near your family? And I'm like, we moved to North Dakota, so we know. but like I truly know that my wife is happy because she lives this close to her sister. Like, she was off all day. Her sister's due in August, so they got to do like a baby shower type thing with some of her friends that they grew up with.
Dude,
her mom, and they were at the Fargo State Fair or the Fargo Street Fair all day. So I think she might have just got home, but they were out doing that. So I mean, she really likes to have her family close. And me, I mean, I want to be close to my family, and I am close enough to them. My mom's coming out next week for my birthday. For my big old birthday. But yeah, you could just Google talking point. Talking point. I did the couples one. Copy link.
It's a real neat idea. I think a lot of people forget, like, when you get married, they think that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, oh, we're done. Like, we got married. Like, oh, fuck no, dude. Like,
done growing. Like, no. What?
Is that thing even clickable? That looks like a crazy link right there.
I don't know. I don't want to click it.
I mean, there's actually.
Well, you could have said that, Alder.
Dude. No, I'm just kidding. There's all actually. I mean, I don't work for these guys, but they should sponsor us now. But there's actually all kinds of things. Like, there's ones you could do it with your family, for your kids, with your teenagers. Basically, it's based around putting your phone down and living in the world that we live in. Phones is something, screens are something I'm going to be on a rampage, or not a rampage against, but like, I'm taking down screens in my house. We're on a battle against screens. Skynet will not win here. So yeah, moving on a little bit.
Self-accountability and enhanced problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Yeah,
that goes hand in. I mean, I feel like that goes hand in hand with everything we talked about so far, dude.
I think Oh, go ahead. I think honestly, without even looking into that, like that I wrote, like it actually. I had a spare thought outside of that. It helps you like prevent, like if you're in that preventative, like, PMCS mode, proactive instead of reactive too, because like you're pre-planning things, so you're like, you're putting into your life these things of, I don't know, like I know if this happens, I'm gonna do this. Like you have these kind of little plans, like these little plays in your head that which will help you, honestly, because what was it? It was one of the podcasts I've been listening to, Dad Edge again, and I think they said something about like when you like snap on your, not snap, but like, when you lose your patience on your kid, like there's no such thing as losing your patience, though. Like you can actually train your patience. It's trainable. And that's a thing. Like you can train yourself by keeping yourself accountable and by saying like, dude, like, I'm going to be able to, like, you could just sit your kids down and be like, and I, obviously my kids too. And I don't know that for sure that this is how it works, but like, this is how I'm going to try to work it. Like this is like, I'm going to SOP, like there's gonna be a Turner family SOP. Like we learned, bro, like fucking laminate that shit, carry it with you, all day long. We own the battle space. We own the battle space. But yeah, dude,
it is an inspection item.
Yeah, it's inspectable. Yeah, I mean, like, because it helps identify areas for improvement, develop problem solving skills, and make necessary adjustments to achieve personal growth. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Improvement in decision making. Again, isn't that what I just said? No. Self-accountability encourages individuals to consider the consequences of their choices and actions. By holding themselves accountable, individuals become more intentional and mindful in their decision-making process. This leads to better choices aligned with their values, goals, and overall well-being.
Consider the
Oh, go ahead.
Or that little segment there encourages individuals to consider the consequences of their choices and actions. I mean, it's really, sometimes I find myself like, what's that phrase that we teach kids that you learn as a kid, like kettle pot something.
Pot calling the kettle black, or preaching to the choir, basically.
Yeah, preaching to the choir. Yeah, dude, that happened while it happened while we were camping, dude, and like, that's how unimportant it was. I don't even remember. I just remember
right.
I just remember it was my son. My eldest. He did something while we were at camping, and I was like telling him, like, yeah, like you gotta like remember, like your actions, like, actions equal consequences. When this happens, this, you doing this equals something else. You got to remember it always equals something. It balances something out. So remember that next time you want to do. Wow, that's how unimportant it was, apparently. But I was
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and as I'm saying it, I'm like, bro, you do that. I just remember having that feeling like you learned it from somewhere. You do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, so, dude, isn't that tough, dude? When your kids teach you those hard lessons like that.
Yeah, it sucks.
Gotta love it. You're just like, get over here, you little. Oh, I love you so much. Get over, big old hug. Like, and that's when you just sit them down. And honestly, I think that's a learning point, because you could just tell them, like, you know what, you probably learned that from Daddy, and and we could try to get better by doing this, because it's true what I said, but also I need to do that better myself.
Yeah.
And I think that actually goes into a point that I had down here, because when parents acknowledge and take responsibility for their errors, they not only foster trust and respect within the family unit, but also demonstrate the importance of accountability as a fundamental virtue. That's like, when they're accountable, it's everything we've been saying so far. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how much that all falls into just being accountable.
Yeah. And being a parent too, just like, that's one of those key skills that you want to teach your children. And I myself, I don't think about it. I don't think about self accountability as self accountability. I just, like, my one thing I harp on is with my kids is integrity, doing the right thing when no one's looking.
That's a good one.
And that in itself, like, kind of, in my opinion, rolls into self accountability. You know what I'm saying?
Or definitely stems from or rolls to either one. Like, just it depends on like where you base your family values or your family virtues. But kids, dude, they like you said, they could have watched me do that, could have learned me. Like, dude, you'd be amazed at how much shit they're learning by example so quick. And like me, and I'll tell on myself, but I got mad one day or something, and I threw like a pillow, and I chucked it at the couch, and I'm like, ah! And I think it was like an hour later or something, I turned off the TV or took his snacks, dude, and he got up and like chucked something at the ground, and I was just like,
damn it.
I'm like, well, and that's why, and he's 2, and I sat down on the ground and told him dead to his face, just like, I know you learned that from Daddy, and I'm not going to punish you for it. I'm not going to, and by punishing, so we're clear, I sent him into his room and I shut the door. I don't yell, I don't scream. When that's what we do in our house, is if he does something he's not supposed to, we put him in his room and shut the door. Lock it and lock it and lock it again.
Cut off the oxygen
and turn off the water. Turn on the water. Get the hose going. No, I'm just kidding. I'm truly kidding. About everything but the hose. There is a hose in there. They don't leave marks. I'm kidding again. No, but yeah, dude. It's just, you set them in there, and then you let them cry it for a little second and let them feel that they did something wrong, and then you go on and for me, something I picked up on or heard early on was like, if you get eye level with your kids, they're more receptive to you.
Yeah.
Because you're not like, you know what I mean, over them
Posturing.
and telling, because posture is everything.
Yeah.
And even like in a conversation with your wife, if you got something you really need to talk to her about, go for a walk or don't sit across from each other, like at a table, like across from each other. Because then it's like an interrogation, because you're both automatically going to be nervous about it.
Yeah.
At least sit next to each other, like, because body language, what did we learn in the Army, dude? It's like 80%. 80% of fucking all conversation or anything human beings say is body language.
Yeah. That's where, that's when me and my wife have serious conversations. It's either in the car on a drive by ourselves or laying next to each other on the bed.
Yep.
That's where we have those deep, meaningful conversations. So yeah, posture is everything. Hey, look at, go ahead.
Real quick, David, I appreciate you saying that, because it's actually something, I mean, we really enjoy having guests, and we've actually limited it to 1 day a week so we could still have these conversations more often, because we're actually really enjoying getting the time to do these deeper conversations, because I think both aspects of our show are equally important. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate you. And for those who don't know, David, he will be our next guest. What is that? The next guest next week?
Yep. Monday.
And we also got a surprise entry for Thursday, which I cannot wait. The recently retired after 20 years.
Don't say it yet.
I won't. But recently retired after 20 years.
Heavy company, you'll see. Yeah,
you'll
that's all I'm gonna say.
Just get ready. It is a personality. It is the man. This is the man who smoked me so fucking hard one day I thought I was going to shit myself. But anyways, yeah, dude, them kids are always watching.
Yeah. Look at this right here, dude. This comment here: taking accountability or responsibility for actions builds trust in relationships.
Fuck yeah, it does, dude.
I like that, because we're on
Mindy, not dude. Sorry.
You're
my dude.
I like this wholeheartedly, just because we're on the topic of being parents, and taking accountability, responsibility for actions builds trust in relationships, and that shows our kids that that stuff matters. Building trust in relationships, because my wife and I were saying it the other day, like, in the end, like, our job as parents is, of course, like, to raise a decent human being, you know what I mean, and that can, like, give back to society. That's our job as parents: raise decent human beings that can give back to society, and also be able to be receptive to, like, relationships, as far as, like, being loved and know how to love other people. So yeah, I think I went way off track there.
I don't care. I love it. I fucking love it, because I mean, we were talking about it, so it's not off track at all.
Yeah. Hey, before we dive further into the list here, self-accountability and self-accountability and transitioning out of the military. What do you think?
What do you mean?
Like, that's where my mind goes when I think about self-accountability in this setting right now. Like, self-accountability and transitioning out of the military, I think, is lost on a lot of veterans when we get out, because we're not accountable for. I'm gonna stop saying we. I'm gonna use myself as an example, because I can speak on that. So, getting out of the military, I wasn't accountable for anything I did, because I was that bro vet that got out, and I was like, the world owes me fucking everything.
I got this shit.
Like, yeah. We lost Kyle. Anyway, he'll be back on in a minute. That's how I felt when I got out. Told you, he'd be back on.
Wow.
Being self-accountable to yourself when you get out of the military and transitioning out of the military, I think, is very, very important. Because it sets you up for success as a civilian. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just miming, putting my mouse over. I'm
Don't
listening, dude. You're
don't
good.
do that because we started. That's how we started before we were recording. I was like, "Fuck, it happened again." But yeah, I honestly didn't get that impression when you got out. No, because hold on. And didn't get that impression when you got out. No, because I hit it really well. But the conversations were always had in between my wife and I of like, you know, you need to go get help. You need to go see I think it's time for you to go see a doctor. You need to sit down. If not a doctor, you need to sit down and talk to somebody. Talk to a friend. Talk to a battle buddy, a former battle buddy. It's like, no, they can't relate to what I'm going through. Like, I don't need their help because I got it. I got me.
Yanu.
What's Yanu?
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yanu.
Yeah. Yes.
You are not unique.
You're not unique.
Although your situation may be, your pain is not unique. We are all in it together. So feel free to reach out to myself or KZ if you don't have anybody to reach out to. We are very, very receptive to messages. Yeah. So
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And I think if more veterans out there are more accountable to themselves, and when they transition out, I think we see a lot less. That number 22 would be lower, in my opinion. There'd be less of us in the streets without homes because, if you can transition out and become a civilian, and while you're doing that, and be accountable for your actions, and be like, yep, I need to go seek help, or yes, I need to go get a job so I can provide for my family. I'm not owed anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd be a lot more. We'd be as a society of veterans, we'd be a lot of us would be more successful. And I think I wouldn't have job hopped personally. I wouldn't have job hopped as often as I did when I got out if I was accountable to myself.
Yeah, I think I think I would definitely agree with that myself, because I would just like walk out. I'm like, who the fuck cares? Like when I really should have. And my wife tries to tell me that so many times. And like, dude, I've quit jobs even as recent as like I walked out of my last kitchen job, like fuck you, like I'm leaving. You guys are trying to. I was in my head because I'm just so warped in that whole environment, and I'm like, everyone's out to just leave me to do everything. And in that situation, it was how it was. But I was like, I'm not doing this again. Like I'm out. But I mean, I felt bad for that, because mainly I was like, I'm not quiet about anything I do. And this, I'm like, fuck you, I'm fucking out this bitch, have fun cooking. And then I can't go into the bar in town. Then it's like a town of 800 people. But before we go any further, speaking of successful veterans, you want to do it?
No, you got all the. No, you do it.
I don't have. Oh, I do. I have it right here, I think. Whatever. Shout out to our boys at Tejas Fabrication, sponsoring this show. I don't think I have the information, but I do right here. Elkmont, Alabama. They specialize in custom sheet metal work, restorations, custom suspension, engine swaps, you name it. If you need anything done in any of that, or if you got a project car you're working on, man, just tell them that you heard of them here, and they will definitely take care of you. If not, even if you don't have a car or in the area, follow their Facebook. Definitely got some cool shit coming out of their shop all the time. So Tejas Fabrication,
Elkmont, Alabama.
256-701-4873.
Yeah. Hey, side note to Texas, real quick. I don't know if you're a fan of that chain restaurant, but Whataburger's coming to South Carolina, bro.
Oh, I am a huge fan.
Okay, and I am fucking so stoked.
You're gonna have to mail me some Whataburgers. Actually, honestly, we need to come out there, dude. I think me and my wife need a trip to South Carolina.
Dude, come down. We're like an hour and 47 minutes away from the beach. And we'll chill out. We'll go chill out at IOP. It's where we took my mother-in-law when she came. And it was, other than the fact that we didn't take something for shade, it was so fun.
Yeah, you got to bring shade. My wife is she's white. My wife is milky. I call my family shade seekers.
I made fun of I didn't make fun of, but I think I made like a snide comment, like a smart ass comment to my mother-in-law because she wanted to stop to get sunscreen. And of course she's like, everyone else in that car, even Nikki, like is tan or has some kind of pigmentation and
Tanny Glover.
Man, we don't need no sunscreen, And look right here, yeah, she's the only one that didn't get sunburned. The rest of us got fucking sunburned. So yeah, when you come, we'll have shade for you, for your wife and the kid.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
What did Lorenz say? Let's pop that up there. Boom. I totally relate to that whole statement. B. My fear is that my kids will see me as an angry person or not caring because my mental state constantly switches on a dime. Have to check myself a lot and a second to calm down and show them they didn't do anything wrong. Hey man, Lorenz, that's a hallmark of a growing and great parent.
Yeah, brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate you doing that. You should appreciate yourself for being able to say that. And yeah, dude, it's good to see you commenting and on the show, man. We got to get you on to share your story. It'd be good to catch up with you. So boosted self-confidence and self-esteem.
Oh yeah. I mean, what if you mean, yeah, dude, if you can call yourself on your own shit, that just makes for I don't know, I just imagine like just you can puff your chest a little bit. Is that stupid to say?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not afraid
No, it's not. It's dumb.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. No, I'm just kidding.
Next. But yeah, if you can call yourself on your own shit, then that stuff goes hand in hand. Self accountability, boosted self-confidence, and self-esteem. Practicing self-accountability empowers individuals to take charge of their lives, which is something we all need to do, and stop using excuses like stop using excuses like deployments as crutches. As they accomplish their goals and consistently meet commitments, self-confidence and self-esteem grow. The positive self-perception is essential for personal growth and development. And that's something I'm still going through myself. I'm not going to lie. Positive self-perception is essential for personal growth. Because I have a very negative self-image of myself. Probably half and half, 50%, 50% of the time.
Yeah, I'd say even when I'm like overly confident, like I know I'm faking it in my head because I'm like, you full of shit, dude. Like, because in the back of my head, like, you're gonna quit this job one day probably because they're gonna piss you off or make you feel like you're hurt, like, and or like Lorenz said, like, fuck you, like, this job ain't shit. I was a motherfucking tanker, dude. Like, fuck out of here. And like in reality, like, who gives a shit, dude? Like, no one cares. Hit the road, Jack.
Yeah.
Get your shit. Pack your shit, chef. Get the fuck out of my kitchen. They don't care.
Yeah.
They'll get another fucking another dork off Indeed to flip their cheeseburgers, So yeah, fostered learning and personal development. Holding oneself accountable requires a mindset of continuous learning and growth. Individuals become more open to feedback, suggestions, and new ideas. That's actually huge for me. Creating opportunities for acquiring knowledge and developing new skills. This desire for personal development leads to a lifelong learning approach, which is crucial for personal growth. And that is definitely something you can definitely say is like, never stop fucking learning. Never stop going in. I think Mac Miller said it in one. I thought of it right there, and started wanting to say, just never stop going in on your shit.
Yeah.
Fucking go in. Why not, dude? If you're do what Sergeant Major Hines said, dude. If you're gonna work on yourself, dude, be the best. Be the best at it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be podcasters talking about mental health. Like, let's be the best at it, dude. Let's amp this shit up. Like we did. Like I'm trying to, because I know you're busy as shit. So like I'm trying to help us prepare better for the show. And I think I'm really excited to keep doing more shows like this.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't want to do these with guests on because I don't want to take away from the guests.
Oh yeah.
So that's why we decided to split in the two a week doing that. Maybe the occasional turret talks. Who knows? It's this easy to go to turret talks. Turret talks.
Hold on. The difference between veterans and civilians is the time that civilians have not seen civilians have not seen half the shit that you have all seen. So a lot of times what we see as an issue, you see as petty. So in a way, you are calling civilians out on their bullshit and holding us to a higher standard of accountability. Damn.
My bad.
And I don't but I don't think that's in some ways I don't think that's fair. What do you think? That last tidbit.
I mean, what? Like, you don't think it's fair for her to say, or you don't think it's fair? Because I think she's right. But yeah, yeah, it's definitely not fair. But it's also like something that inherently happens. But you can know it's wrong and not like truly feel it, but like also like I don't know. It's a tough one. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
You know, so it's huge to understand that.
And that was something I had to really, really learn how to like get over. Not get over. That's the wrong phrase. To like live with. To grow with. Learn to live with. One time that I can specifically remember that I'll always regret just being that like bro vet was someone from that I went to school with in the past messaged me on like Facebook and said he said it was September 11th and he was like, yo, thank you for everything you do. Hope you're doing okay. And I was and I don't know why it triggered me in some way. And I was just like, it's like, hey, listen, dude, I don't need I don't need your fake sympathy. Like, I don't need your fake sympathy. Like, I haven't talked to you in like 15 years. Like I don't need you to be patriotic twice a year on July 4th and 9/11. Thanks, but no thanks. And he came in and like I like his name is Derek Reynolds. And if he's listening, if he ever listens to this, I'm sorry, but that I said that to you. But he said he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm sorry if I said something wrong. But you're the one that signed up. I didn't. I'm just showing support. And I felt like a piece of shit. Yeah.
That's tough, dude. That's a tough one because he's not wrong.
No, he's not.
And he took his time out. And me, I was like, damn, like because like I don't know. I've been in that mindset before, you know. Like I remember, I can't remember. It was like some celebrity died when we were in Iraq, and I was like, "What'd they ever do for your country?" Like some fucking jackass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, dude, I get it, but I mean, that's the mindset they want you in, dude. That's the mindset you got to get in to potentially go fucking kill somebody for your beliefs that quick. You got to be able to pull the trigger that quick on your shit. Like, you know, and it's hard to turn that off because most civilians never turned that on before in their life. And then it's in that way is like, yo, we don't remember.
Yeah,
that you guys don't because we don't think of it. We just think of you as a civilian, and I try not to do that anymore because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a civilian. I'm a fucking civilian. I did 4 years in the Army, and yeah, I'm 37, so that's 33 years of my life I wasn't in the Army, and you know, I'm mostly a civilian myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when did I get out? 2015. What is this? 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 1, 2, 3. In about in a year and a half, I will have been a civilian as long as I was in. Yeah. And yeah, you're right, David. Like me, you know, David said no. He only saw it twice a year. It took him 15 years to say something. Like, yeah, but probably shouldn't have blown up that way. And I'm pretty sure there was something going on with my mental state, or something was off on my, like, I was out of balance that day, and I just decided to take it out on this motherfucker. Poor guy. Yeah.
Sorry, homie.
Yeah, sorry, dude. But he was,
man.
yeah.
I will unleash fucking wet death from the sky. Like, what, dude? Like, I was just trying to be cool, man. I was having a beer, thinking about my friend. God in my head was like, yo, hit up KZ, let him know you're thinking about him. KZ's like, fuck you. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Not to laugh while I'm saying it, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, dude. And that's huge into what we're talking about. So I mean, like, it's a good thing to bring it up. It's huge. You never know. Like, I could think of times now where people like hit me up and I've acted not like that, or even in that situation. But yeah, like, it's hard to see in that moment. It's crazy. I was just about to say that. I'm excited to have him on. So building trust and credibility. By practicing self-accountability, individuals become more reliable and trustworthy. They demonstrate integrity by keeping their promises, meeting deadlines, and taking ownership of their mistakes. This behavior builds trust and credibility with others, fostering healthier relationships and positive personal growth in social and professional atmospheres.
There you go. That got brought up again.
Yeah.
The whole relationship thing, building trust in relationship, self-accountability, building trust in builds trust in relationships. Love it.
Fucking love it, dude.
Yeah, if you're more accountable to yourself, then of course you're going to be more credible, because if you can call out if you can call yourself on your shit, on your own bullshit, then you'll be able to call others too.
Hell yeah, dog. Hell yeah.
Overall, self-accountability serves as a catalyst for personal growth and development by fostering productivity, discipline, problem-solving skills, and better decision-making, self-confidence, learning, trust building, and integrity. And by the way, listeners, for those that are listening right now and the ones that are listening later on whatever platform, we'll put this up on Facebook. This list we're reading from, just so you guys can see what we're talking about. These little show, air quote show notes. But yeah. Why self-accountability today?
I don't know, dude. It just it came to me, and everything kind of works that way with this show. And I'm noticing a lot more of God popping up in conversations on the show and around me and in my life. And I don't know, something just told me self-accountability. Mainly because it's something I need to work on myself. So that's probably the main way I pick topics, is like, what do I want to work on personally and what can I get help with? So like, this whole thing is just me suckering you guys into being my therapist. So thanks. So I appreciate all the free therapy.
It's ironic how, like, I mean, you and I have said it multiple times. Like, it's ironic how, like, things, when it comes to this show in our life, how things are just like laying out. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking about self-accountability today, and just like what's been on my mind for the past couple of weeks, and like the stuff I need to be doing, and the fact that I'm not doing them. And they're all stuff for me. You know what I mean? Like you said earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be sending out the invoices later on. Thank you. I appreciate it. No. Oh, no. We got to block that guy.
Who?
No, I'm not paying shit.
But yeah, just crazy.
Self-accountability. I don't pay bills, though.
It's crazy how that stuff works out, dude.
Yeah, dude. it's really all it was. It's just like, it's probably because me and you are so alike.
Yeah.
That maybe that's what we were thinking about, and that's just kind of I don't know. That's just what's been on my mind lately. Self accountability and really just owning up to the shit that I haven't been doing. I want to do better. And just, man, like I just want to be. I don't want my kids to ever see me like mad. Like, I get fucking pissed sometimes, dude. Like, pissed where I'm like screaming and yelling at nothing, to the point where like my chest fucking hurts and I'm like, you gotta sit down. You know what I mean? And like, and I'll be like, what? And then I'm sitting there like, why the fuck did I do this? And I haven't done it in a while. And like, why? Like, over something stupid.
Yeah.
Something stupid. I can't find my keys. Oh, I can't find my keys. Oh, I can't find my keys every day. Oh, fucking keys. Oh, fuck it. I hate these keys. I hate my life. Oh, I hate it here. Why the fuck am I here where keys exist and I can't ever find, and it's just like this. And then eventually you just got to be like, stop it. Fucking stop it.
Yeah. And like you said, it all comes from something so simple that can just be like,
I got one. That's the thing. That never works. I got a tile. Kyle's tiles.
Yeah, I'm like that with my I'm like that with everything. I lose a lot. Like I find it's ironic. I think I used that word like 20 fucking times this episode. It's ironic how like myself.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Like, I was at one point in time in my military career, I was responsible for a 70-ton, $7 million tank.
Yeah, but that shit was then. No.
But then now, like, I can't even keep up with a fucking wallet. Granted, the tank is not going to get lost, right? But like,
yeah, you don't even have to take keys home because the keys are just like padlock. It's padlocked. It doesn't even have a real key.
Yeah, but that's
yeah, I really do think.
Yeah. But that's where my mind goes, dude. When I lose my wallet or my can of dip, because I think let's not talk about the tobacco right now. But like, if I lose my wallet, I'm like, where the fuck is I can't, it starts with me getting pissed off, and then it starts with the self-hate. Like, you're such a piece of shit. Like, God, you're a piece of shit. You can't even you're over here like yelling at your daughter to get in the car or not to forget a jacket because it's cold outside. You dumbass. You can't even keep up with a fucking wallet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then that self-hate, that self-doubt, and then just rolls into something else, something bigger. But
yeah. And then until you can stop it. That's some automatic negative thoughts.
Yeah, dude.
That would be a mental slippery slope. You just can't get that ball rolling because it's hard to stop it and get it push back forward. Yeah, dude. Positive in, positive out. It's true, man. That what did we talk about a while back? That power of drawing a blank.
Power of
mind, mental.
I feel like I'm right there where you're at.
If you deserve it, the universe, whatever you believe you achieve, kind of thing. I'm trying. There's like a word. There's a phrase that I used earlier on that's used by everybody. It's super easy, but I can't. Fuck it. Law of attraction.
Was that it?
The law of attraction. Yep.
Yeah.
That is exactly it.
I'm gonna while you're looking that up, I'm gonna yeah. Since we're talking about self-accountability today, I'm gonna set a goal with a timeline and follow up with a Facebook post on the VCP Facebook page. That's how I'll do it. Okay, so out of all the things I want to do and be to keep myself accountable in taking care of myself, the guild. I'm gonna do it. Tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow when I
Do it
wake up.
tonight. Do it tonight.
Tonight. I'm gonna do it
before
tonight.
you go to bed.
I'm gonna do it tonight before I go to bed. And then as soon as I complete that first step of not joining the guild. That sounds. Is it joining the guild?
Join the guild. Basically, yeah. So you're just gonna go in there, follow that link that Stu sent you.
Yeah.
And then you'll join the Marco Polo, and then you just basically just boom, like post your video, post your welcome video, tell them what brought you here.
Yeah,
a lot of them already know you from listening to or watching.
That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do that tonight before I go to bed. Keep myself accountable. I'm gonna do that before I go to bed tonight. I'm gonna post that video. It's a video, right?
Yeah, it'll take you 5 minutes.
Yeah, do that.
Do it right before you go eat, and then do that.
and then I'll post it on Facebook as a follow up, just to be like, hey, I did it. There. That's what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do in the next 12 hours to keep yourself accountable to whatever?
I'm gonna work out.
There you go.
I'm gonna fucking work out. I'm gonna put in a good 45-minute workout.
God,
yeah.
So jealous.
I'm gonna get it in. I'm gonna get it in.
That's so.
Get it in. Maybe tonight. No, it's 10 o'clock. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe tonight.
Wait.
Maybe tucked in. Anybody get that reference? Or possibly tucked in. The ringer.
Speaking of working out, there's someone we have to get on the podcast that I saw. He used to message me a lot, and I think he just got busy. But he's a firefighter now, or a paramedic. I don't really know. Doc Seeley, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw his picture. His mom posted a picture today of them, and I was like, oh fuck, Doc Seeley, dude. Like, we need to get him on. Talk about some fitness. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I actually reached out to Chad Crowett as well over at Apex Animal House, Colorado Springs. Yeah, I reached out to him to see. I know he's pretty busy himself, but we would love to have him on. He is got something pretty awesome going, and just to hear his story would be pretty cool. Yeah, we're back to shooting out messages and looking for more people to fill up our calendar as we continue to push this thing as far as we possibly can. I promise you guys this self accountability. I will not quit on you guys. I will be here no matter what. If not, if I miss a week or whatever because of whatever, like no matter what, I will. This show is not going anywhere, and I love this shit. So I really appreciate you guys being a part of it, and I appreciate you, KZ, for letting me do this with you and doing this with me. But yeah, no, that sounds like signing off. I'm not sure we're ready for that yet.
No, no, dude, I love doing this. Let me see what David said. No, my situation is different. We'll dig into that Monday. Looking forward to that, by the way. But I just remind myself that this is my one chance to not fuck it up with one of my kids. I remind myself that no matter what, what does that mean? MFFP. And she's just 7 and she's operating on her level. I remind myself that it's my job over the years to bring her to my level and turn her into the best version of herself that she can be. Yeah, dude, that's what kids are. I agree with you there. It's rough as shit to do that, or it's tough to do that, but it's rewarding when you get those peaks, those peaks of who you think your kid is going to be when they grow up. You ever get those peaks as a parent, Kyle?
Me? Yeah. I mean, not yet. I mean, I guess like watching my kid fucking hit dingers off his little plastic T-ball set is like pretty satisfying, especially I wish to God, you guys, I had like a camera in my house. I'm not big on that shit. But dude, if there was one about a week ago, you guys would have had something fucking awesome to look at. Would have been America's Funniest Home Video worthy. It was kind of raining, so I grabbed the little T-ball set, brought it inside. I'm setting it. And for those of you know, it's the Fisher Price T-ball set, the red and blue plastic with the big plastic softball looking thing and the yellow bat. Dude, I set it on the tee. I turned around. He hit one. It was kind of like a weak little Oppo taco. I went and grabbed it, stood him back a little bit, and we're like 10 feet between us. I'm like standing with my back to the fridge, and he just was like, "Ding!" And I'm talking, dude, like he full contact, didn't touch the tee at all. Line drive, hit me directly in my left nut. Dropped me, dude. Hit me dead. And I'm talking nothing else, nothing covering it. My leg was just exposed. Just, oh my God. I'm like fucking laying on the floor. Griffin's looking at me like, what did I do to daddy? Like I broke daddy, you know? I'm like, don't worry, buddy. Like good swing, you know? But yeah, that's
a peak right there.
Yeah.
You'll definitely see more. I mean, and I don't know if it's a thing. I don't know if I just made that up or if I've made that up with the, but my wife and I talk about it every now and then of just like, you just sit back and watch your kids do their thing, and you'll get like little hints of like what they're going to be like when they grow up. Like, how they react to certain situations or how they interact with other people, or don't interact with other people. Just, yeah, David. We're excited to have you on Monday. I got Minnie put something up here, and that I want to. We're gonna throw another challenge out there in the next 7 days. So the next 7 days.
Go rest those ass eyes, Lori. Love you, brother. Good night. Hey,
had to say,
keep yourself around, man. We'll definitely send that link out and get you scheduled soon.
Yeah, man. Miss you, love you. Had to say it. But yeah, we're gonna put a per week out, and we'll follow up next time. It's just Kyle and I. We'll follow up with those self accountability statements. We're gonna do self accountability.
Make a post about it too, and everybody who to say this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep myself accountable this way, and we'll just keep that post on that thread and just talk about it there.
Hell yeah, dude. We're gonna do that, and hers is getting overhead storage in the garage completed. You got 7 days. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, get that shit done.
How do I take that off? Boom. Yeah, man. What? Damn, I was gonna say something too. I think I was gonna say something about what you wrote down.
Which one?
No, just overall.
Oh yeah.
No, we were talking about that. Yeah, self accountability, embracing responsibility for your for personal growth and development.
Yeah.
Fucking dig that.
Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know, I'm not an author, and I didn't actually. We're all aware that Chat GPT is a thing, right? So like I could punch in the basics of what I want to talk about, and it can eloquently put. So I'm exposed. I can't write this well, but I can relay the information in a very presentable way. With this 3 of a face. So in today's ever-evolving society, the concept of self-accountability holds immense importance as it pertains to enhancing our personal growth and fostering a more responsible and fulfilling life. Self-accountability is the cornerstone of individual development, representing an unwavering commitment to acknowledging and addressing our mistakes and shortcomings. This formal disclosure elucidates the significance of self-accountability, particularly in relation to owning up to one's mistakes and endeavoring to become a better parent.
I did that today. Owning up to one's mistakes to become a better parent.
How so?
Don't want to put myself out there like, yeah, fuck it. So we were what were we talking about specifically that brought it up? It was my wife and I. We had just cleaned up. We cleaned up from after mowing the yard, and she Oh yeah, most important things in my life. That's what she was. Yeah. I was like, you're one of the most like you're top 3 of the most important like you're definitely I made a joke and I said you're definitely top 3 of the most important things in my life. And she's like, what's number 1? You know? And
The podcast, duh.
and I said I was like the kids, which uh, between her and I, she was like, that's changed. It used to be me. And she doesn't mean that in like a selfish way. But like I've always had a mindset of like, I love my kids to death. And I hope this doesn't get lost in translation when I try to explain like the important things in my life. That I love my kids to death, but my kids are gonna grow up and not need me one day, right? Like that's the goal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
My life partner though is gonna be there for the rest of my life, or so back in the if you would have asked me 5-6 years ago, what is the most important thing in your life right now, I would have said my wife, right? And then as I've grown to become a better parent and like watched her be a parent, because if you would have asked Nikki what's the most important thing in her life, the moment she found out she was pregnant, she would have said her kid, right? And she's said that every day since then.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I've never been like, I've never competed
Ugh.
against, because it's mom. That's what I don't know. I don't know what
It's
it's like
Mama
to be.
Bear, dude.
Yeah, it's Mama Bear. I don't know what it's like to be a mom, but that's in her mind the most important thing in her life is her kids. And
She grew that thing.
yeah, and like that wasn't me, because that's just my. You can blame it on, not blame. Maybe you can reason it with that's how I was raised. Just because I was by myself, I didn't have any siblings, or I don't know.
Right.
But the most important thing in my life up to you know up until she asked me today was used to be my wife. It used to be just her, because my kids aren't going to need me one day. They're going to have and they're going to grow up and they're going to have their own life, own love, own kids. But yeah, she was really surprised and she was like, it's not me anymore. I was like, no, it's genuinely the kids. And she's like, why? He's like, well, because I've watched you be a parent, and I've just listened to you repeatedly time and time again tell me like they're the most important things in your life. And I just adopted that mindset, I think. And I didn't realize it until she asked me today. Went way off topic there. But
No,
yeah.
I think that's right where we're at now, dude. I think honestly, I think this thing has actually been. Oh, it's funny because the self accountability does 100% relate back to parenting.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, every time. Like it's for sure, dude. You're raising kids that you want to be better people, like you said. Like some people, they're like, I can't wait to get my kid out of here and it's 18, he's out of here. Like like
yeah.
You can bounce if you want to, little dude, but like ultimately, we only have 18 years to influence their decisions when they leave our house, right? So, yeah, like you only have that time to prepare them for the world.
Yeah.
If the case may be, they need to stay with you a little longer. I mean, don't be a fucking dick, dude. They're your kids. My suggestion, and this is something my wife and I talked about a while back. Charge them a little bit of rent past 18, nothing crazy, nothing's going to break the bank. Something to teach them a little responsibility, accountability, the fact that mommy and daddy aren't always going to be there, but we still got your back. And then boom, when they bounce, guess what? I've been saving all this fucking money. Here you go.
Oh, dude.
Because you don't need that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just save it into a bank account and say, here's your debit card with 10 grand on it. Go fucking put down on a house, or go furnish your new apartment or whatever, dude. Here's your money. Yeah, have fun. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you learned some good lessons. And that's the plan. I know back to one of the cards, since we're on the subject, and I guess we had enough self accountability. We could talk a little bit about the family situation, before we close this thing up. But
yeah,
one of the things we talked about, shit, I had it.
You're talking about one of the cards.
Yeah. Shit, dude. It was a good one, too.
It'll come.
What were we talking about?
Being a parent. Your transition from self-accountability to parenting. And then you mentioned something about the cards.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. I forgot, dude.
That's all right. I guarantee you're going to remember before we sign off.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, while you're thinking about that, because it's gonna come, I know. But like what you're saying, like just I was one of those, maybe not so vocal about like when they're 18 they're fucking out. I don't think I've ever been that vocal about like how I perceive or my kids to be when they grow up. But I've had that conversation with my wife more than once. Like, what are we gonna do when they grow up and they like are we doing like just those little parental check-ins? Like, hey, we're doing good so far. Like, you think they can make it on their own? Like, I don't know. Like, what if they can't? Right? And that's always my thing. Like, what if they can't make it on their own? What then? And my wife, like without hesitation, right? Without hesitation, her response is like, well, then they'll just stay here until they get back until they can be on their feet.
And yeah.
And my thing was always like, what? Fuck that. And and she had to, she has.
Well,
then
you
she has to remind me.
Failed.
Yeah,
not ready.
And she has to remind me. She's like, you realize we're grown adults, and I think the last time we had this conversation, it was like right after Mason was born. It's like we're grown adults with 4 kids, and we don't have our shit together, and we're living with my mom. And she's like, how hypocritical of that, or like we'd be hypocrites to do that to our kids, to tell our kids no. And I'm like, yeah, you're fucking right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And then like, I don't know, it just feels good. It feels better every day being a parent now, and especially have that conversation I had my wife earlier today. Like, it's a relieving thought. Like, I joke around a lot with my oldest daughter, and I say like, she's the one that's never fucking leaving. She's never leaving this house. And I used to like about it, but like now I'm like, I hope she never leaves my fucking sight.
Right?
Like, I hope she never fucking leaves.
Yeah.
And even if she can make, like, I hope she's a millionaire and just stays in mom and dad's house.
Keep paying rent.
Yeah.
Just keep adding on to the basement.
Yeah.
It's funny that you it's thanks to God. He wanted you to talk first, is all it was. He wanted you to say your thing because it went right into what I was going to bring up. My wife and I, so like my wife's big thing that came up when we were talking about the cards, it, is she really wants like our kids to want to be around us when they're older.
Yeah.
I know, I mean, us personally, like I don't live anywhere near my parents, and it's not like I don't want to be around my parents, but like, I'm not like at their house every day for dinner. I don't live by them, and it's not by like any choice or anything that they did, I don't think. But it's just because I've always wanted to get out of where I was at. I just always wanted something different. And it might just be my ADHD or whatever, but I never would have thought it would have landed me in North Dakota, but here I am. So yeah, so like how that's like one thing we're concerned with is like, how do we raise our kids in a situation where we're like, we want them to want to be around us as they get older. And it's just like, and I think it's just like by harboring those relationships early on, and like really kind of just pressing the fact that like we're all together, and that's, oh, my little man just woke up. Oh, wifey's in there. Super bomb right there.
Yeah, we talk about that stuff. Yeah. We have those same conversations too, man. Like how, like I hope my kid wants to hang out with me when they grow up, dude. Like, yeah. Like, you think they're gonna want to hang out with us when they grow up?
I don't know, dude. Just looking at this is like my wife just went in there and snuggled with my kid. I'm just like, dude, that's my My fucking world's right there.
That's your whole world's in your hand right now.
I got the whole world in my hands. But yeah, dude, that's all I want. That's all I want. I want my kids to want to fucking stick around, dude. I mean, it's gonna start with Daddy's cooking. Hey, Dad's cooking. We gotta go.
I think
it's gonna be like, hey, bring all your friends, friends. Like, I want my house to be that house. Like, my kids' friends come over. I don't give a fuck, dude. Load my shit up. Because when my house is empty, dude, I would be bored.
Yeah.
Bored.
Yeah, the amount of kids that come over to our house when they're around is insane.
Yeah, they don't all have to come at once all the time, but
it is like, it is I think we're building that house. I think we're slowly becoming that house in the neighborhood. We're like, and I think it's on pause now because the trampoline's gone because of the storm. So storm took it and like broke it. But I think once we get the trampoline back in working order, like the kids are coming back to the house to hang out with our kids. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's important to us. As we discover what our family values will be going forward. You know, family time's important. She wants, I never want it to end. You know, I never thought I'd be that guy who could like simp over, like looking at a picture of, well, there's my wife and a baby in there. Like most dudes are like, whatever, and I'm just like, I'm over here like I could fucking literally just stare at that. Like my wife's just sleeping next to my kid, and it's the most beautiful thing. It's I almost want to just go lay in there. All right, guys, I'm out of here. But yeah, man, this has been a God. These shows with you have been just getting so much better. I guess so excited when I know it's just us. And again, that doesn't take anything away because we've had some pretty awesome guests recently. Michael Rock was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
it was dope to catch up with Will again.
For y'all that missed it, y'all need to listen. Y'all need to listen to Michael Rock's episode. And since we're talking about being parents, like that dude is, after meeting him, he's one of my fucking heroes because
Absolutely.
he keeps my kids safe from child predators.
A guardian angel that we didn't even know we had.
Yeah. Listen to his episode, Michael Rock. He's doing some God's work is what he's doing. Like he's he's tanker turned Green Beret turned what was the phrase? Hunting pedos. That's what he does for a living.
And he's an actor. Did you watch any of those movies yet? I didn't look.
I looked them up.
I need to find them.
I did look them up.
Watch one.
We're
gonna get in one, dude. He's gonna have us in movies, baby. Veteran Chat Project. Going to the movies.
Yeah. Like, dude, the stuff that like, I don't know why I'm shaking my head like I've seen it, but just the way he describes it, the worst of humanity like that he's seen. He sees it every day, Monday through Friday, and that's or whatever. But he sees it every work day, and then he has to go back home and go to sleep, and that's and his outlet like is so cool. I was talking to my grandparents about him, like they were floored, and they were like, "He does what?" I was like, "Yeah, he hunts predators."
Like, that is a cool. Like, you guys are doing what on your podcast?
I was like, yeah, dude. Talk to a dude who was a tanker, went Green Beret, and now he hunts pedophiles for a living.
Like now, I feel like our podcast just went from like here to like here just because of that level of content that we were able to provide, dude. It's
we've had some awesome guests. Michael Rock. We had Will, like you said. We had Will back on just to catch up. Looking forward to having Will's is it business partner?
Yeah. Steve.
Steve on.
Steve Purcell.
Who's a co-owner of El Tejas Fabrication that we shouted out earlier today, our sponsors, and then Stu. Stu was the third recent guest that we had on.
I'm sure we'll have more of him too. As we combine our efforts I gotta say it, like I was gonna try to like start that tribe shit thing, but I think I'm just going to put all my efforts and lean hard into that guild and try to make it everything that they want it to be. Help with that, and then use that to spread the message and help, grow that thing. Whether it be starting a station out here or something, whatever I can do, however I can do it. I'm sure I'm gonna figure out a way to do it. You know me.
Hell yeah.
And that's where that job fucked up. They fucked up. Point blank period. Nobody in the fucking world that applied for that job is gonna match the passion that I have.
No, I don't think so.
So they fucked up. It's their loss.
But yeah. So yeah, I love these talks, dude. I'm looking forward to the next one. Here's another. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll come up with the next topic for next week for Thursday.
Let's hear it. Well, we got two guests next week. So next Monday we're back to Motivational Mondays. So these are going to be our Motivational Monday talks. By the way,
oh, right,
guests on Thursday, Motivational Mondays.
Sweet.
With Colin KZ.
Nice. And that.
So shout out. Or what was the what's the topic?
I don't know.
You just said it. You're gonna come up with it right now.
Yeah. No. Right now.
Right now.
The topic?
Yeah. Close your eyes. Breathe. Pick a good one. I like that. You should do that.
Values. Let's talk about values.
Core values. Identifying core values.
Identify core values. Identifying core values identifying core values. Doesn't have to be for any specific reason, person, or whatever. Yeah, I was gonna say for transitioning veterans, but our audience is bigger than that. So identifying core values will be the next topic of discussion between you and I.
Next week from Monday.
Yeah,
week from Monday. David Snowis will be our next guest Monday, which will also be a motivational speech as well, because I know he's itching at the bits to get on and talk to us. I know my camera's flickering, but you could still hear me, right?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. And then we got someone who's gonna have a very unique perspective on about
everything.
He was a great leader of ours a while back. Just cashed in his leave and just waiting on that retirement date. So he's got the time. Sit down and chat with us next week on Thursday. I don't want to spoil it, but keep a lookout. I'll make the event soon because as a good leader he wants to make sure that everything works before we start recording. He's like, I want to make sure that all my shit works.
PCCs, PCIs for sure.
Yeah, I'm like, I got it, bro. I'll send it to you. It's all good. He's like, fuck yeah. You know him. Fuck yeah.
I can't wait. So the on that note, as we're closing, so if you if you're listening to this, want to be on the show, let us know. veteranchatproject@gmail.com. Just shoot us a message on Facebook, whatever platform social media platform, except for Twitter. We're on all of them, except for Twitter.
We'll be tweeting.
Yeah, we don't tweet. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're on all that stuff. And then veteranchatproject@gmail.com. If you want to get on the show, love to have you. Remember, you're not alone. We love you. And yeah, I had a great talk, dude.
Yeah, that was fucking dope, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Got anything? Oh yeah. So don't forget, look out for that post that I'll make that post here in the probably before I go to sleep and share it about holding yourself accountable. Pick something to be accountable for, and then we'll follow up that conversation in that Facebook post.
Hell yeah, dog.
Hell yeah, man. You got anything else, man?
No, dude. I'll see you in the guild.
Sweet. 11:26 p.m. I gotta go fucking eat.
Go eat dinner.
Boom.
All right, later, y'all. Good night.
Good night.